everybody, Martyn flicking feathers again today, untying the copper bug, or the copper nymph. It's a Scottish fly that was popular, well I don't know, I mean 1990s, maybe late 80s on the rivers. Certainly still worth having in your box, and it will catch fish on still waters too, but primarily I think this is a river fly. It's ideal for hanging off a dry fly because it's reasonably weighted, but it's not a ton weight, you know, and you don't need a huge dry to hold it up. Anyway, as always, I'll put a materials list in the description, along with a link to the Patreon page for anyone that wants to support the channel, get access to the members only content, and be eligible for the giveaways. So I've got my hook and my vise. This is a size 14 Kamasan B170, and I'd say tie these 16s up to about a 10 or maybe even an 8 to suit yourself. If you want to go smaller, you'd need to change the hook model. I've run on some black Uni 80 and I've come right in the shank to I'm in line with the barb right at the start of the bend. Now for my tail, I've got two Goose biots, and I've taken them off and I've turned them so that they're splayed away from each other. Make sure the tips are even. Right, and the length, I want it to be a wee bit less than a shank. So I'll come in and I'll just offer them on either side of the shank. You see that they're twisting on me, so I'll just come in and fix that. And you can always check it, see how you like the way they're sitting. Make sure you get them how you want them. Then you can tidy up. When you go bigger than this, you can use 3. The original fly in the bigger sizes had 3 tails, but it doesn't matter, it's up to yourself. I just tie 2 for speed really on the smaller ones. For the body, or the abdomen I should say, I'm using some medium copper wire. You need to adjust the size. If you go any smaller, you need to go down to a brassy, and when you go up to a 10, you might want to change to a large, or you can stick with a medium. We're going to catch this in on your side, my off side, and I'm going to run it down the side of the hook. The reason being, I want to get the wrap coming round under and not disturb the tails. I'm also going to stop, rather than taking this right back to and tying right back to the tail, I'm going to stop so that I've got a wire width of bare thread, so that I don't disturb the tail. Right, and I'm just going to take a wrap, and that whole turn at the back there, gets you round without disturbing the goose biots. She's just fighting me a wee bit. There we go. And then I'll just use my thumbnail just to make sure it sits nice and snug and put it tight. And then it's just a case of winding forward, keeping the turns button up against each other by just angling the wire back slightly so that the turn before is like pushing the wire, so that the wire's pushing against the turn before as you wind it, and it keeps it nice and tight. And I'm going to keep coming up much longer than my abdomen length, because this gives you a smoother transition between the abdomen and thorax. get that tied off. And then I've got to get my thorax cover, and I'm using some black Scud back. You can use flexibody, thin skin, it doesn't really matter. I believe the original was flexibody, but I'm not sure. But it makes no difference. Stretch that and tie it in. Now don't cut it to a point because it's such a short length that when you stretch it, it would still be on the point. And I'm just going to check the length. That looks no bad. So put that, trim away my waist. You can tidy up a wee bit if you want. And then a wee brownish dubbing. I'm using Squirrel and SLF mix here for the thorax, but you can use anything, right? Like I think this fly kind of lends itself to, like, when adjusted a lot, you can change the colour of the wire, change the colour of the Goose biot, and you've still got, you know, get quite a nice range of patterns. Just got to just check that, and I'm going to give it a wee bit more dubbing on the thorax. Now, always check, don't just go, oh, that's it. You know, you can get it how you like it, right? There's nothing that says you can't go back and put an extra wee turn on, an extra wee wrap to thicken things up, or take something off and do it again. So I'm just brushing everything back. I like that thorax a bit better. So stretch this nice and tight, drop a turn of thread over, and again, another 2 or 3, lift it up. Now on a bigger fly I'd fold it back, but this black Scud back's quite thick, so I'm just going to wind back, nice tight wraps, then I'll stretch it, cut it, tidy that up. Any fibres going forward, just draw them back, and then whip finish. What did it do? There you go, there's a copper bug. This is a, as I say, very effective little river pattern. Predates the copper john by, I reckon, at least 10 years. And well worth having in your box. See that wee pick out. And a wee bit of varnish. And the fly will be done. So I hope that was useful. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up below. And subscribe to the channel. Tight lines, guys. Bye.